Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man walah, amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. يقول المؤلف رحمه الله وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال كان ابن لأبي طلحة رضي الله عنه يشتكي فخرج أبو طلحة فقبض الصبي. Hadith number 44 is reported by Anas ibn Malik رضي الله عنه, and he says that the son of Abu Talhah, Sahabi Abu Talhah, had a son, and this son was ill. Yashtaki, he was sick. فخرج أبو طلحة, and Abu Talhah had to go out on a journey. فقبض الصبي, while he was away, his son passed away. فلما رجع أبو طلحة قال ما فعل ابني. When he returned, he said to his wife, what has happened to my son? Where is my son? قالت أم سليم وهي أم الصبي. The mother, her name was Sulaym. She said, هو أسكن ما كان. He is in a better state than what he was before. Askana, is more at peace than he was before. One narration says, قد هدأت نفسه. His soul has calmed. وأرجو أن يكون قد استراح. And she says, and I hope that he has found rest. The wording that she chose made it such that Abu Talha thought that the child had recovered, and she had him covered up in a separate room. فقربت إليه العشاء فتعشى. When he came, she had beautified herself firstly. She had beautified herself for her husband, to welcome her husband in the best possible way. And she prepared for him a meal. So they had ta'asha, meaning they had supper or dinner together. ثُمَّ أَصَابَ مِنْهَا. Later that night, they had intimacy as husband and wife. فَلَمَّا فَرَغَ. After this, قالت. She said to him, وَارُ الصَّبِيَّةِ. You should prepare for the burial of your son. You should prepare for the burial of your son. After she saw that he was satisfied, she saw that she had welcomed him. Imagine coming from a journey and the first thing you see is the body of your son. This woman was intelligent. This woman was patient upon the decree of Allah Azza wa Jal, and she did not want this for her husband. So she welcomed him in a beautiful manner. She even had intimacy with him. Only then did she say to him, in one narration she said to him, O Abu Talha, if some people were to borrow something from another family, and then the members of the family ask for its return, can they resist its return? He said no. It's their property. So she said to him, upon this I inform you on the death of your son. Look at the intelligence of the woman. Showing him, this boy belongs to Allah Azza wa Jal. If Allah wants to call him back, we have no right to prevent this from happening. Abu Talha goes to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he informs him of what has happened. فَقَالَ أَعَرَّسْتُمُ اللَّيْلَةِ قَالَ نَعَمْ. Rasulullah said to him, did you have intimacy last night with your wife? He said yes. قَالَ اللَّهُمَّ بَارِكْ لَهُمَا. The Prophet ﷺ made a dua for them. He said, may Allah bless them. لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ أَنْ يُبَارِكَ لَكُمَا فِي لَيْلَتِكُمَا. In one narration he said to him, perhaps I pray and hope Allah will put blessing in what happened last night with you and your wife. Later on, فَوَلَدَتْ غُلَامًا. That's from this night of intimacy, his wife became pregnant and she gave birth to another son. This son was named Abdullah. Abdullah, the son of Abi Talhah. The hadith then mentions that Abu Talha, after the baby was born, he called Anas ibn Malik, because Anas ibn Malik was Abu Talha's wife's son. So this baby is now Anas ibn Malik's stepbrother. He gives it to Anas and says, take him to the Prophet ﷺ, and here are some dates. He brings the baby to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and with them the dates. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam took the baby, took the dates, and he chewed on the date, and he put it into the mouth of the baby. This is what we call tahneek. Hannakahu wa sammahu Abdullah. And the Prophet ﷺ named him Abdullah, the slave of Allah. So tahneek should be done when a baby is born, preferably with some dates. The dates should be chewed up because a baby cannot chew, a newborn. It just is rubbed into the mouth, and this is then swallowed into the stomach. And recently, you can even Google this, you will see BBC has published articles that when you do this for a newborn, there is great medical benefits for this. This is not why we do it, but we see the blessings of the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Ala kulli hal, what do we learn from this hadith? We see firstly the sabr of this mother. This mother who lost her child, she bared this with complete patience. We see how even with that patience, she beautified herself for her husband. This is etiquette of a wife, how she should be with her husband, looking after the rights and the happiness of her husband. We learn about tahneek. We learn about at-tawriyah. And tawriyah is when you speak in a way that may give a different meaning to the person. But this should not be done except when there's a need. Okay, this is not something that should be abused. Some people, they are experts at tawriyah. So when they speak, they're always giving you something with the opposite meaning, and the person's always getting the wrong intention or the wrong understanding of the person's intention. Tawriyah is allowed, this type of speech, deceptive speech, when there's a need and a maslahah behind it, a benefit. This is what she did, Sulaym radiallahu anha. And we see the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we know his du'as were accepted. This boy that was born, Abdullah, he eventually had 9 children. 9 children who all became hufad of the Quran. All of them became great reciters and memorizers of the book of Allah. So through this dua and through their patience, Allah replaced them. He reconciled them with the best, that their offspring became people of Quran. So this is the virtue of sabr. The virtue of sabr, especially at the time of calamity, Allah Azza wa Jal will replace you with better bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This is what we should hope for, and we should make a dua, Allahumma ajurni fi musibati. Oh Allah, reward me for my suffering. Wakhluf li khayran minha, and grant me better than it. Grant me something better than what I have lost. This is what we should do, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and this is what we saw that happened to this couple. May Allah be pleased with them both. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.